One of the key things in this decentralized future that you're speaking about, for a lot of people, the first step into that would be something like a wallet. And a wallet also has, for anybody that's acquainted with sort of network effect, the closet law of network effect is a very good first entry point that gives you access to a lot of it. How do you envision that, and what capacity do you see SwissBorg filling in that space?
We see that with our data already today. I guess the question is not are people going to go Web3, but more when. Eventually, they all going to experience at some point. Doesn't mean that they will fully switch. It just means that at some point, everyone wants to have a little bit of the MetaMask experience. And it's good, because to me, the beauty of crypto is that you can experience your investment beyond the graph. You can truly have an experience, a sensory experience of what it is. And I guess that's only the beginning of the journey. There is much more to be unveiled. We'll see what the metaverse experience can provide with that regard. But there is a beauty where you buy a token and you can speculate on the value of the token, but you can use it with the context of its protocol. It's very new. There is no stocks that help you to do that. Right? You buy Microsoft shares and then you use Excel and you have superpower. That would be cool, but it doesn't exist. With crypto, it's an open world, and that's really the beauty of it. So to us, it's never been a question how people will eventually use it or not. I think people will use it. Eventually, they will. So how do we take part of this journey? It's obviously a very strategic question inside the company. For now, most of people will say, yeah, that's a way as well to play, as you said, the degen, to have a little bit of fun and to feel, okay, I'm a teenager, I'm going out from the parents' home for the first time, and I'm going to have fun, right? And sometimes the fun come at, very expensive, come at your own expense somehow.
Most of us have been in the DJ space a little bit, at least I think most of us have a little bit of a painful experience. Maybe like when you were a teenager, you might have made one or two mistakes, but if you're open to that being a part of their education, right? It's see it as an educational journey. But sorry, you continue.
No, absolutely. Learning by doing, I guess that's a motto I believe a lot in. The interesting part though in Web3 is how can I say, the identity level. And I guess that's something that is, not enough speak about. And the funny thing is, I don't know if you follow, but now they give, I think there is this project where they give a serial number to each Satoshi, that you have a little bit of this experience, or if I possess a Satoshi that is a bit old, maybe it does have more value than a Satoshi that is much younger. And the reality is, if you created your Ethereum wallet, I don't know, 10 years ago, not 10 years because Ethereum ICO was 9 years ago or even less, but it gives you a completely different perspective, right? And it's, I think Cyrus liked to say, in the future when we'll be dead, we'll take your wallet and we'll replay your life according to this wallet. It's like a book.
Yeah, that's like also like a Black Mirror episode. I feel like Cyrus might be right in that one.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So to us, we like this very much. So to us, we approach Web3 within this context of saying, at some point as well, we want to give the opportunity for people to create legacy within SwissBorg ecosystem. And that's a name that we, that's something that we like to reference as SwissBorg Nation, where we help you to own your data, because at the end of the day, this is what it is. You're taking so much decision within an ecosystem, and directly or directly, because we analyze data, we learn because of you, and we want to give it back. Because to me, the biggest question that is not solved is, yes, a MetaMask wallet will give you the option to play with a lot of ecosystem. And we see already identity has some value, because sometimes when you possess asset of big values, such as NFT, maybe you will be eligible to receive big airdrops from different projects because they identify you as someone important within their ecosystem. So that's very interesting, right? It is essentially the same concept as someone on Instagram receiving a sample at home that maybe if he likes it, he can show it. So, but it's much more accessible because it's based on data that are actually measurable, and it's accessible to anyone. And if you're very valuable SwissBorger or Borgers for SwissBorg, there is a good reason that you will be very valuable for another ecosystem. And if at any point of your journey you want to show you the value and your loyalty and who you were for an ecosystem, that's the best way. So to us, it's essential because we're very big on loyalty. That eventually we develop a Web3. I'm teasing that a little bit approach where we combine the best of the world, and it's been always our objective. Not only, I guess, it will really help to create much more meaningful experience for a user. So I'm going to give you a very pragmatic example. When we list a token, sometimes we create cross promotion because the project is ready to give us some tokens. And it's very limited what we can create right now. Maybe we can tell, if you buy this quantity or if you trade this quantity, you're going to be eligible. If you possess HSB, you're going to be eligible. That would be very cool that we create quests that help you to experience their ecosystem, that you feel in better connection as well. Maybe you don't like this too much, right? Because you've experienced it, you've been tasting and it's not for you, or maybe you really love what it is. And we do that in a manner that is guided, because the Web3 is a fantastic playground, but we know it's very dangerous. And especially when you're a beginner, you need to have some guidance. Again, coming back to the example of being a teenager, you allow your kids to go out and experience, but you say you're back home at midnight. And it's not patronizing, it's just essential, depending where you stand in your journey. It's part of wealth for us as well. It's to help the people to grow, but in a safe place, because the learnings can be very expensive in Web3. So we like very much this idea. What we've seen is companies such as Coinbase going for a semi-custodial approach. And it's very inspiring, even though the delivery is not really how I think we envision the delivery to be. But we different kind of company. I think at SwissBorg we push the innovation much further. But it's very interesting. Not to withdraw anything to them I really like the approach of semi-custodial. We all love it because it provides the playfulness of Web3, but an environment that is still accessible for people. And the beauty of it as well is, I guess it will really help SwissBorg to become this European leader that we want so much to become. Because again, it opens so much perspective. Legally speaking, you just capture the growth, the exponential growth of the entire ecosystem, and you're not dependent anymore to your own architecture or technical architecture. You really compound the effort of everyone. And the beauty is we have a mature community that can really build ecosystem on top of what SwissBorg is offering. And Web3 is the key to unlock at the governance level, at the initiative system level, to inspire, to forge a new era for SwissBorg, definitely.
There is so much here that we need to go into, because I love this, as you can probably see on the smile on my face. But so it's something that can be integrated right in the launchpad. As we launch a token, we can have our community interact with their community. We can have our ecosystem at SwissBorg, but also our partner ecosystem interact with their partner ecosystem. This brings a whole new world at the feet of our Borgers. And I think that's very, very exciting for a number of different reasons. But maybe if we start with, what is one of the major excitements for you in this?
Absolutely, as you say, it's to help the community to meet each other through the product, through the love they can have. And I guess if I want to be completely frank, what we see as community merging with each other in the space right now, it's the motivation is most of the time based on greed. How can we make this association to make more business and etc. And people are left out very quickly. And it's not easy. It's very easy to check. You go to CoinMarketCap and you look at the top 200, and reality is there is not a lot of newcomers. But that's just what it is. And so to me, there is to bring people on chain, to create their identity, to help to interact with the ecosystem is really essential, because part of this journey is not only to make money. And it's very important, don't get me wrong, right? We all want to make profit, but it helps you to connect, to find your community. So every tool is the best tool that we have in order to really have community that merge with each other, is to organize to show the path, but let the magic happen without control, with letting the spontaneity, the self-regulatory, if we want, or the symbiosis happening. Because most of what will happen in CeFi is one ecosystem will do a partnership with another ecosystem. Everything happens behind the curtains. Then they come with a product. People buy the product. I don't know, H&M that is doing something with Nina Ricci, or I don't know. They craft a product together. They sell it and they move. There is not really depth. The beauty of what crypto can bring is to help the community to discover the product with each other and give birth to something new. Spontaneous DAO, spontaneous collaboration. At the very lower level, when I see Xborg community, there is a lot of people from SwissBorg going to Xborg community because they have this gaming type of affinity, and maybe they have more affinity with gaming than they have with investment, which is the main purpose why SwissBorg is existing. But you see, it's natural to each other, because then since we share the same value, we embrace the same mottos, it just compound. So to me, the beauty of what Web3 can create and the approach of Web3 is really to help to build this nation that is not only based on me using a product, but me being part of a movement that nurtures itself from the aggregation of different communities. And you need to have leaders that create the framework and help this symbiosis and merging to happen, but to an extent where then the community is in complete control. Yeah, because otherwise I think it's the same debate why people are getting excited with GameFi or Web3 gaming as opposed to traditional games, is because in the ideal world of what Web3 can bring to games is I have this beauty, I love this jacket into this game. Now there is this new game and I love this new game, but I still love my jacket. So how can I merge both worlds? Well, in the Web3 world, I can bring my jacket to this new game. So I don't completely have to quit. And it's beneficial for the both ecosystem, because an expert will recognize that this jacket used to belong to this game. And maybe say, oh, fuck, I love this game. I want to play again to this game. So what I'm saying is, when you let the people, I think in the traditional world, we're too afraid to not being in control. And I believe technology can provide the right framework to see spontaneous new reality happens without too much control, which is truly needed.
I mean, all of this is interesting. And what I love with this discussion is that as this goes live somewhere, when we figured out where to share this, I would love to hear from the community. What would you like us to do a follow-up on, right? What part of this are you excited about and why? And what would you like to see me and Anthony maybe dive even deeper into? What aspect of it? I can already now hear that people go, we want to know when. Let's not jump there yet, right? Because there's so many things here that we can discuss as a community and that we can ask Anthony and myself questions on when it comes to the vision, the roadmap, examples that we look at, things that inspire us, the direction we want to move to, how this can create value, what Anthony shared, not only for SwissBorg, Borgers, community members, project partners that we onboard, but how this can really change and redefine a space, people, because that's eventually what we're talking about, right? Hearing that possible Web3 wallet, possible DEX, order book, market makers, there's quite a lot of interesting thing on the vision board at SwissBorg. So Anthony, thank you so much for your time. And until we have our next discussion, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.